I want to show one more clip of my man, Gavin Newsom, once again. You talk about a guy that knows how to message and knows how to go out there and not just answer questions, but answer the innocuous, inane, ridiculous questions that he has to continue to answer. Just the way he reacts and the way he speaks to these questions. He was on Meet the Press with Kristen Welker, who you were hoping would be a good alternative to Chuck Todd. And she's just not. She's awful. She's awful.
What's happening with her?
I don't know. I don't need her to be a shill for the Democratic Party. But man,
push back.
Yeah, they're just so bad at this. I don't know. But here's Gavin Newsom.
Governor, days after that special counsel report came out questioning the president's age and his memory, the Washington Post reported that anxious Democrats reached out to top Biden donors to ask, quote, when is Gavin getting in? Or how about Whitmer or Shapiro? The buzz has not stopped. I know you've been asked this before, but do you still rule out a run in 2024?
You got to be kidding. I am here celebrating.
That's such a stupid question.
The extraordinary accomplishment.
Go ahead. Yeah, it is.
It's just so stupid. Like, it's just, why the primaries are almost, Super Tuesday's coming. What the fuck are you talking about?
It's because this is what media is. And it's unfortunately not just in our political media. It's in our sports media. It's in our entertainment media. Everything's got to be controversy. Everything's got to be, the hot topic. I grew up watching ESPN and I loved it. I could watch it all day long. I can't watch 1 second of ESPN anymore because everything, it's not even just interesting conversation. It is made up, generated anger. And now the people who are reporting the news on ESPN and all these other sports channels, they almost want to be part of the scene. They're trying to troll players so they can get into arguments with them on Twitter, so they can be part of the story. And it's just like, this is so corny. But let's finish up with Gavin.
Of the Biden-Harris administration, making the case that we need to make to lift up the issues, lift up the record, drive contrast with the Republican nominee to be Donald Trump, so that we can win for 4 more years.
Have you gotten any calls, Governor,
encouraging you to run? It's all idle chatter. It's all you know what? That's a sideshow. I think what Democrats need to do is worry less, do more, continue to overperform as we have, continue to win, make the case. Don't be ashamed of 4.1% GDP over the last 2 quarters. Don't be ashamed about the alliance management of the Biden-Harris administration. Don't be timid about making the case for the record of this administration.
So you're ruling it out 100%.
It's not even an interesting conversation.
Right.
And by the way, I think it's a damning conversation. Frankly, the other side wants us to have. And trust me, I know the mishigash coming from the other side. I'm deeply mindful of the anger machine and all the entertainment industry out there on Fox and elsewhere that love ginning this stuff up. At the end of the day, not only has this train left the station, but we get to enjoy a record of accomplishments as we make the case in a re-election, the likes of which we couldn't have even dreamt of, even as a Democrat in the last century.
Trump says he's ready to.
Yeah, and again, it's just the pressing of the question. At some point, I almost wanted him to go, what is the angle here? You know, why do you keep doing this? Because I don't know how many times you want me to answer it. Huh?
Yeah, it looked like you wanted to. It looked like he was looking at her like, why do you keep asking me this? Like,
do you have a producer in the ear saying, continue to press, continue to press?
Probably.
Yeah.
And I think you're right. It's good you said that because it's got to be like some background, something of Meet the Press. Did somebody buy this Meet the Press that we don't know about? Like, what is it that's fueling this line of questioning and guess now, because she's all off. Like, she was not here. And I don't want to just blame it all on her if the network, or not the network, if the show is, that's how they want it to be at this point. Because this is not who she is. Like, I don't remember her to be this person. This is
Well, that's what it
weird.
is. I mean, they gave her the job, and unfortunately, when you hear you're going to be the host of Meet the Press and you're following somebody as great as Tim Russert was on that show, you know, it's a prestigious job in your mind, but it is no longer, because the media is different now. It is now, you're throwing Kristen Welker in there, and now she's not the journalist that she always been. Now she's the, you know, I gotta press this guy and get
Some
the
fallaciousness because we need the ratings.
yeah, we need the ratings, and we need the viral moments, and we need that kind of bullshit. And
Todd sucked, right? So now they're like, maybe we can get this with Kristen.
correct.
She sucks too. Like, 'cause this isn't her lane. She sucks because it's not her lane. Like, it's just literally not her lane.
And Gavin Newsom put it perfect. He says, this is not even a interesting conversation.
Yeah, that she is. You see her face like,
yeah. And it's like, you know, what used to happen is that the journalist used to press the politician. Now the politician's pressing the journalist back on, what the fuck are you talking about? You're supposed to be loaded with really good questions. And you're going to ask me 3 fucking different ways if I'm running in 2020, when you know that, or 2024, when you know I've answered this question at least 100 times in the last 3 months. You're going to ask me the fuck, what is going on?
And you know I'm not. Like, really think about that. How could I run right now? Like, wow, that's come on.
It's so it's frustrating. It's infuriating. And like I've said before, this unfortunately is our new normal. This is exactly what we're going to have to live with for the rest of our lives. And, you know, it was getting bad before Trump, but Trump changed the game, because now they really know how to manipulate the media, and the media buys into it. They bow down to Trump in a way, the same way these politicians do. They buy into it. And it's just, to me, I don't know. I saw somebody made a comment before. It was really good, on the lines of, you know, you guys telling the truth about Donald Trump is not being unfair. You think you're, you know, being unfair if you don't both sides everything, but telling the truth about what could potentially happen to this country is not something that's unfair. It is your fucking duty, and it is your job to do so. And they're still playing the both sides thing. And I know, every once in a while you're going to turn it on and you're going to see Donald Trump's an asshole, and you're going to see this, and people are going to say things about Donald Trump. But then you'll look at a next segment, and, you know, even, you know, like the New York Times, they're just like, you know, there is I don't know if you follow on Twitter, you should. If you don't, there's an account called the New York Times Pitch Bot. And basically what it is just making fun of New York Times headlines. It's kind of like, you know, Donald Trump has 91 felony accounts against him. Why this is bad for Biden? You know, because they always have those kind of stupid headlines. Why something you would think is good for Biden, why it's bad for him. And it's just like, so corny.